Good morning. Welcome back to Apron Strings. I'm up pretty early this morning because I'm fixing to start some of the baking for the wedding. And I've made pumpkin rolls or pumpkin logs, whatever you want to call them, for several years now, but I've never filmed it. And this is going to be a little different because I'm going to be making about 12 of them. So I'm not going to show y'all making 12, but I am going to show you how I make them. And you might want to whip you some up for Thanksgiving. Basically, I get 3 pumpkin logs out of one of the, I say regular size cans of pumpkin. It takes 2/3 of a cup of pumpkin per roll, and I think I can get 3 to the can. Now, I'm using one of the big old cans right now. And what I do, I go ahead and get my pan ready, and you need about a 10 by 13 pan, and I put wax paper in it, and you either grease it with like Crisco or I sprayed it with Pam. I think that'll work. I've always greased it with Crisco, but I'm going to try the first couple and see if they do release well with the Pam. I have got enough ingredients measured out over here by the mixer to make 6 pumpkin rolls. So I'm just going to show y'all what I've got over there. I will have a recipe card at the end. Doesn't take a lot. It takes flour and sugar, eggs, cinnamon, soda, salt, and pumpkin. That's it. So we'll get over to the mixer and start mixing them. I'm going to mix a couple up. I've got my convection on. I'll get them both in at the same time. I'll get another one mixed and ready to put in when I pull these out, and it'll just be, I usually do 3 at a time, but I can't find my 3rd pan. So we're just going to do 2 at a time, and it won't take me long. I'm going to make 12. And I'll get them all out of the oven and going. So I'm going to show you, I showed you my pan, show you my ingredients. I'm going to mix up the first 2 and get them in the pan. Then I'll show y'all how I roll them and let them cool. And then when I start icing them, I'll show you icing a couple of them. That way you'll be able to make your own pumpkin rolls. And guess what? Xfinity put fiber optics down our road, and I changed my internet yesterday to fiber optics. And when I uploaded the video for the Tex-Mex bacon fried rice, normally would have took anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. It took less than 15 minutes to upload the video. I'm so excited. So hopefully I can get this uploaded where y'all will have time to get your ingredients and make you some pumpkin rolls for Thanksgiving. Now I'm going to get these made, wrap them in saran wrap good and tight, and put them in the freezer until the wedding. And you can make them like any time of the year. I usually make 3 at a time because I use a can of pumpkin. Put them in the freezer, and then when you need a dessert, just pull them out. They keep. So that's a good idea. Now I'm going to get the camera moved where y'all can see what I got going on over here. And we'll get some in the oven, and we'll get this day rolling. Okay, I got my recipe card, my flour, sugar, everything. And this has got my cinnamon, salt, soda, and flour in it. I've got 3 eggs in each one of these, 2/3 of a cup of pumpkin, and I'm ready to start whirling out the pumpkin rolls. Is what I've always called them. My friend calls them pumpkin logs. So let me get my KitchenAid situated here, and I'm going to get started mixing and baking. Okay, I'm going to put my 3 eggs in. Help if I plugged it in, wouldn't it? I'm going to whiz them up. Okay, they're good and mixed. I know y'all can't see down in the mixing bowl very well. Let's see what I can do. You can see, yeah, you can see. Okay, a cup of sugar. I'm going to add my pumpkin. And then I'm going to add it is 3/4 of a cup of flour, a teaspoon of baking soda, a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and a 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to scrape it down to be sure everything's incorporated really well. And it doesn't make a big old lot of dough because what you're doing is making a thin roll to put goodie in the middle. It's going to be cream cheese in the middle of this when we do our final roll up. I'm just going to make a mess right there. Okay, I'm going to get this in the pan. Okay, then I just want to smooth it out in here. Get it up to the edges and the corners. I'm actually going to try one in a minute. Just pan in the pan and see what happens. But it's thin and you have to work with it to get it rolled up into the corners. But it does work. I've made a gazillion of them. Okay, I'm going to mix up one more and get it in the other pan, and then I'll get them in the oven, and when I bring them out I'll show y'all how I get them out of the pan and get them into the roll them up in the towel to cool till time to ice them. Y'all, I've got it out, and I've got the excess wax paper folded back on the end of my pan. And you just want to come over here to your towel, and I sprinkled my towel with powdered sugar. And you just want to put that down on it, and when you sprinkle it with that powdered sugar, it does tend to go everywhere. Let that pan cool just quick as I can, because I got another one ready to put in it. You just peel your wax paper off. No, that end's wanting to tear because the wax paper bunched up. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and grease it with my lard because this is not coming off like it did. The pan's not working as well as the Crisco does. So the next one will be Crisco. But you peel all your wax paper off. And there went a corner, but that's okay. It'll be rolled up and it won't really show. Okay, then you just take your towel and you just roll it up. Just like that. And it's going to kind of steam in this towel while it cools, and you'll see what happens when I unroll it to use it here in just a little bit. Now I'm going to clean up my powdered sugar mess. Sometimes, and I may do that next time, I just wet my towels and squeeze them out real good and put it on a damp towel, and then I don't have to put the powdered sugar on it. Okay, I've got 15 pumpkin rolls cooled on racks on my counter, and I'm fixing to get my icing going. I'll let y'all watch me make the icing. Then I'm going to fill one, roll it, and put it in the plastic wrap. And then I'm going to turn the camera off and do the rest of it. Y'all, I've got to get all of this cream cheese open. The basic recipe is 2 tablespoons of butter, a 8-ounce block of cream cheese, a cup of powdered sugar, a teaspoon of vanilla. But I'm doing enough for 15 pumpkin rolls. So, y'all just have to bear with me while I get all of this open, making it all at the same time, but the filling and rolling process will be the same. So I'm going to get this done, get them opened up, and then I'll bring y'all back when I start mixing it and then I'll bring you back when I start icing and rolling. Okay, y'all, between two bowls I've done all my cream cheese and all of my butter, and I'm just going to have to do it in half batches because this won't hold what they advertise that it holds. So I'm going to dip a little bit more out, or I'm trying to half it because I had enough to do 15 batches. So in that batch I'm fixing to put, and I'm not sifting this, there's 1, 2, 7 and a half. Is going to be half if that works out and the consistency feels right. Okay, I'm going to have to put my vanilla in there. And I just don't have enough space here for everything. I added a little bit more powdered sugar for this one. Now I'm going to scrape it in a bowl, and then I'll do the other half, and when I start icing the pumpkin rolls, I'll bring you back. These are rolled up in the towel, and I just unroll it out of the towel and spread my icing on it. I've already done 7. And you have an exact amount if you do it 1 for 1, but I go ahead and just mix up a bunch at one time and guesstimate how much is 8 ounces of cream cheese, and you know, enough to make it have goodie in the middle is what I'm doing. There's different people do this different ways. I roll mine in plastic wrap. There's a church not too far from me. They sell them sometimes for fundraisers, and they roll theirs in tin foil. I think plastic wrap's a little less expensive, and so that's what I use. And then you just take it and you just roll it up. Every now and then you'll have one that splits. That's not a big deal. Still tastes good. It's just not pretty. And I like to put a little powdered sugar on it so it doesn't stick so bad to the saran wrap. This is actually stretch tight from Costco. And then I try to tuck it under and then pull it tight. I've never watched anybody make these. I was given the recipe, kind of given some instructions, and this is just how I've always done it. I like to take a piece and put across like this, because I want to be sure the ends are sealed and they're not going to dry out in the freezer, because these are going in the freezer until the wedding. And I'm telling you, sometimes I'll have them in the freezer 6 or 7 months after Christmas and Thanksgiving. Sometimes I make them for Easter. But I'll have them in there a long time after the fact, and they're still good. Alright, I'm going to take a little break. That's why I went ahead and showed y'all one. I haven't eaten today, and it's getting late in the afternoon. So I'm going to put the lid back on this. And I'm going to go sit down. I had some lasagna in the freezer that I put in the oven and heated. And I'm fixing to go and have me some of that lasagna. And I'll be back icing pumpkin rolls, and I'll finish the video here in a little bit. Okay, y'all, I've done 15 rolls. And I'm fixing to get them in the ice box until little Richard gets home. Then we'll put them in his freezer down there. It's been a lot of work, rewarding. They'll be well enjoyed at the wedding. Okay, friends, if I look a little frazzled and tired, that's because I am frazzled and tired. I've made 15 pumpkin rolls, pumpkin logs, whichever you call them. And I'm fixing to get them in the ice box, and then when they get chilled real good, we'll put them in the freezer until the day of the wedding. I hope y'all have learned something that you haven't done before, and I hope that my instructions were precise enough that you can do it. I just tried to show you each step because I was doing so many that I thought I'd let y'all see some of the wedding preparations. It's a job. The good Lord bless and keep y'all, and I'll be back in a few days and show you something else we're doing.